Classically Dad. Welcome to the channel. Winslow Homer is a Yankee Robinson Crusoe, cloistered on his art island, a hermit with a brush, in a place by himself as the most original and one of the strongest of American painters. The New York Evening Post, 1886. Winslow Homer was born February 24, 1836. He was a prominent American painter of the 19th century. Landscape paintings is how his genius flourished, but he was also a master of printmaking, drawing, and wood engraving. Winslow Homer had a remarkably close relationship with his mother that lasted throughout his entire life. He attributed many of his personality traits to her. They were both quiet, strong-willed, and had a dry sense of humor. Although Winslow Homer was a self-taught painter, his mother was an amateur painter and his first art teacher. Homer's father was a failed businessman who was always searching for the next get-rich-quick opportunity. He even invested in the California gold rush, which didn't pan out for him. All of his money-making schemes failed to make the Homer family wealthy. After Homer's graduation, his father was instrumental in landing him an apprenticeship with a local lithographer. After 2 years of training, he felt he had learned enough, and he declared his independence. Winslow Homer compared his apprenticeship with servitude and swore he would never work for an employer again. He continued to pursue his freelance art and quickly became financially capable of living as a professional artist. Homer created works of art with little fanfare. He worked for magazines and commissioned works of art, but nothing brought him any critical acclaim. Years later, at the age of 46, he showcased a watercolor art show in New York. Critics were taken aback at how his skills had advanced. After this profitable show, he moved to Maine and spent 10 years crafting the art that brought him notoriety: remarkable paintings of seascapes. Experts believe the Gulf Stream was influenced by work he had done 30 years prior. In the early 1860s, the Civil War was raging, and Homer was commissioned to go to Virginia to artistically capture Civil War battlefields and camps. By the time he was creating the Gulf Stream, slavery had been abolished, but life for Black Americans remained grim. Homer's thoughts seemed to be linked with the struggles of Black Americans as his paintbrush moved across the canvas, constructing the struggle between man and nature. Many see the multiple dangers threatening the subject of his painting as a metaphor for the social strife and Jim Crow laws which devastated Black Americans. The Gulf Stream is a unique painting in that the human subject is completely motionless while movement surrounds him. Observe the techniques Homer used to strike different moods. The smooth brush strokes on the boat and the man display stillness, while the short, choppy strokes on the water exemplify motion and power. The effect of this play on movement is that the ocean becomes a major character in the painting. Not only does the Gulf Stream unmask Homer's artistic prowess, but it reveals Homer's expert knowledge of the sea. He gained this knowledge by traveling by boat to the Caribbean at least 10 times. Recognize Homer's purposeful use of color. The boat and the man are crafted with simple, dark colors, but the sky and the sea are a mixture of many colors. Spot the pinks and yellows in the sky, revealing sunlight peering through the storm clouds. Catch the red color of the sky reflecting off the water. Notice how the artist uses the white spray of the crashing waves to demonstrate the violence around the boat. His color decisions amplify the theme of movement and nature and magnify the stillness of the man and the boat. Inspect the boat. It has been severely damaged by the storm. The rudder is missing. The mast has been snapped. There is no feasible way for the man to control the boat. He is at the mercy of the sea, tossed about by the unbridled power of the waves. Notice the black cross and cloth at the bow of the ship. Some believe the cloth to be a shroud, indicating that the ship could be a funeral barge. These are not the only symbols of death in the painting. The open hatch resembles a tomb. The ropes next to the man could be for lowering someone into the grave, and the sharks are a less than subtle omen of death. There is a story woven into the painting, one that is only half told. Was there someone else in the boat that fell overboard? What has attracted the sharks? Will the ship in the distance save the man? Will the man meet his demise from the waterspout? The sharks, the people on the ship, starvation, drowning. Look at the facial expression of the man on the boat. Stoic, courageous, strong, he shows no signs of resisting his fate. Whether he is resigned to die or confident he will live is not clear, but he seems to be resigned to face his future with dignity. He is not rattled by the sharks or the other dangers around him. Winslow Homer built a studio and lived the last few decades of his life in Maine. There he lived a solitary existence, painting seascapes and remaining cut off from the world. He died quietly in his studio in 1910. What emotion do you feel this artist is attempting to impress on you with this painting? Do you think the man will live through his ordeal? If yes, how do you think he will be saved? If no, what do you think will be his demise? What part do you think the ship will play in the story? Will the story have a happy ending? Please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. It's so nice when you share. Thanks for visiting. Classically,